Alright, I'm back again. Same living room build, different side of the room this time. Today, I need to start tackling my front brakes. They need rebuilding, and I've got to try not to make a mess. Oh, I failed that. And that's going to happen when you pull your pistons apart, so if you do it, make sure you don't stick your eyes in the way. Now, I've got a stubborn piston in this brake caliper. It's not completely stuck, but all the rest of them start moving out, and this one's stuck in. So I'm just wedging it with an Allen key and a bit of wood to space it out, and then I'm going to use the brake master cylinder to ease it out. Then once that's done, I should be able to just pump the brake lever. They should pop out. It is a bit messy as brake fluid goes everywhere, but if you haven't got a compressor, which I didn't have at the time, it works for stuck pistons quite well. And it's not that hard to clean them up afterwards. So the next job is you got to get all the seals out. Now, per piston in the brake, there's an oil seal and a dust seal. And the dust seals are the little ones that sit on the outside, and the oil seals are the ones that sit on the inside that are a bit thicker and a pain in the ass to get out. I was fairly lucky here. These brakes, like I say, I've done about 60,000 miles, and I've rode all year round on them. And before I got to the stage of taking them to bits, I give them a pretty good clean. But inside where the piston lives, there was like no corrosion or anything. They look pretty new inside. So the seals done their job, didn't let any crap in. So I'm going to replace all the seals and the pistons with the OEM piston kit that you get from Yamaha. Seems all right. So these are the oil seals, the ones that sit at the back. So you have to lubricate them with the brake fluid that you intend to use in the system. As they come into contact with the brake fluid. They're a little tricky to get in. What I did is I tried to get one of the edges into the groove and then spin my finger around and slot the rest in. And it does try and like flip over as you do it. But if you can keep a finger on it, like it just pops in. Might take a couple of goes. Just don't get stressed and throw the thing through the wall. Even if you have got two brake calipers. You don't have two brake calipers because one's a spare one. I figured I'd do both the oil seals, then both the dust seals, and then both the pistons. I don't know whether you're supposed to do it that way, but that seemed logical to me, so that's what I went with. Now, these are the dust seals, and I know loads of people argue about what you're supposed to coat the dust seals in, but my MT-07 manual says high temperature silicon brake grease. So I'm coating them in high temperature silicon brake grease. I couldn't really give a shit what the rest of the internet says. I'm going with what my manual says. Is me mate. These are the same as the oil seals. You just wiggle them in. They're not as hard to get in as the oil seals, though. They're like, I guess because they're not as thick. I don't know how much grease you're supposed to stick on them. It didn't state, so I'm going with coat the backside and the lip side with it, and then stick it in. The reason I'm replacing two of these pistons at a time is because these are monoblock calipers, so you can't actually split them in half. and you can't pump out all 4 of the pistons at the same time. They'll get jammed in the middle. So you have to pump 2 out, replace them, pump the other 2 out, and then replace them. If you've got these brakes, don't listen to people on the internet that will sell you a tool to undo the caps on the other side of the brake calipers. Like these calipers, I think, are known as blue spot calipers and red spot calipers. But yeah, you don't need to take the caps off. You just take your time, take 2 out, replace them, take the other 2 out, replace them. If you take the caps off, you're more than likely to compromise your brakes, not realise you compromised your brakes, and then have a sudden awakening moment that your brakes don't work and all the fluid's pissed out all over the floor. As we all know, shit luck kicks in when you least expect it. But yeah, these pistons, little bit of grease in with some brake fluid, and then they just pop in pretty easy. And then all it is rinse and repeat on the other side and the other calipers. Another little trick to getting these pistons out, if they're not stuck, you just get a rubber glove, stick a air duster on it, and spray air through it, and they pop out pretty easy. I only used the brake fluid method at the beginning of the video because air weren't enough out of a can to get it out of the hole. So I resorted to hydraulic power, which is a lot more powerful. But as you can see, that's just a can of keyboard air duster, and I blew those out. And that's about it. I did that twice per caliper, and I got 2 calipers, so I've done it twice. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're doing your brakes, I hope that helps. I've never been good at saying see you later, so